Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading about what type of empath are you. We're going to be exploring some of your psychic and spiritual gifts here today. So if you're interested, all you have to do is simply choose a card or a crystal that you feel drawn to the most. So you can choose number 1, the blue jasper crystal. Number 2, the snowflake obsidian. Number 3, the malachite crystal. Or number 4, the raw quartz crystal. Once you have chosen, you can head down to the comments below or to the description where the timestamps will be posted. So all you have to do is just click on them and it'll automatically fast forward to your part of the reading. And if you choose number 1, we're going to get started right away. So for those of you who choose number 1, let's see what your talents and gifts are. So for those of you who choose number 1, let's find out what type of empath are you. What is your strongest psychic and spiritual gift? So we're seeing the gift of astral projection. I know that this gift sounds really sci-fi. You might be like, astral projection, what? But just hang in there with me for a second, because astral projection is actually a lot more simple and a lot more natural than it sounds. You're probably astral projecting all the time. You just don't realize it. Astral projection is a type of telepathy. What it means is that you're basically a very vivid dreamer. You're a very vivid dreamer and a vivid meditator. You have the ability to leave your body to receive information and healing. So when you fall asleep at night and you are in that dream state, you have very vivid, prophetic, and metaphorical dreams. So your dreams might affect you more than most people. You might remember your dreams like with intense feeling. When you wake up in the morning, it could take you a little while to get out of that dream state and to feel grounded again. Some people are able to just, come right out of bed and just get into the day, and you might feel like a little off, or you might be confused about some of the things that you dream. You might naturally find yourself really drawn to dream interpretation. So that's something I would highly suggest for you in order to help balance your gifts and make friends with your dreams, because maybe you're having nightmares and you're just freaking out about that. And while having nightmares can sometimes be a sign of some other underlying medical conditions that you definitely should always talk to your doctor about or get checked out, it could also be that part of your nightmares or your vivid dreams is that your subconscious is working things out, or you're receiving healing in your sleep. So keep a little journal by your bed and train yourself to write down anything that you can remember from your dreams, any repeating signs or any repeating symbolism that you can remember. And then you can simply use your intuition to ask yourself how you feel about the dreams or what you feel about the messages, because your own intuition is the best guidebook for this. I, however, also like to use online dream dictionaries. I love the website DreamHawk or A to C Dream Dictionary Dream Moods. You can just search both of those, and those are some great resources that I use to help interpret my dreams. Sometimes interpreting your dreams can just bring you more peace or bring you more insight. And sometimes interpreting your dreams can reveal important information about the future or about the past. I think that dreams are something that humanity has been looking at for guidance for many, many, many years, since almost the beginning of time. So don't discount the importance of your dreams. You're a dreamer. You might even be a daydreamer type of person. You might also have dreams, and some of the things that happen in your dreams might happen in the future. For instance, I recently had a dream about somebody handing me money, and then basically I got a job opportunity like 2 days later, and it matched the same exact amount of money that I dreamed I would get in my dream. And so it was like really, really weird. That kind of stuff happens to me all the time because I have this gift. So if that kind of stuff happens to you, if you dream things and then they end up coming true later sometimes, share your stories with me down below in the comments. I'm always so tickled when I hear that other people are having experiences like that. It's so weird and it's like hard to explain, but basically this is a gift. You can harness this gift in order to reveal information about yourself, in order to help you clear out your psyche. Sometimes when you are in therapy, in fact, your therapist or your guidance counselor will ask you about the dreams that you're having. I've done dream interpretation with like a therapist who was not even very spiritual at all, who still saw the importance of dreams and like what they're trying to say to you. And so this is something very interesting that you can tap into. Also, you have a gift with meditating. So when you meditate, it might feel very real to you. Whereas some people might just, oh, that was nice. I like imagined that I was walking on the beach and, you know, and swimming in the ocean and I cleared my chakras. You might, you know, be having these crazy experiences where you're like going to Mars and then you astral project here and then you turn into an animal, and then like you might just have very trippy dreams, you know, with absolutely no substance. You might feel like you're on something when you meditate. And so I think that if anyone who has this gift has a like almost a superpower, because if you need something, if you need to manifest something, or you're really stressed out, or you're experiencing pain in your body, like you can do meditations to help heal your body, to help heal your energy, to help manifest things, and it's going to have a very powerful effect. So this is a fun gift to have. Definitely share your experiences and your thoughts with me in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you who choose number 2, let's see what one of your biggest gifts is. What type of empath are you? So we're seeing that you have the spiritual gift of claircognizance. What claircognizance means is clear knowing. So this means that you have the ability sometimes to know things without logic or facts. It's basically just a very strong inner intuitive knowing. This manifests as strong feelings or an intuitive thoughts that just pop into your head. Along with this gift, you have really strong leadership qualities. You just know things. So let's say that you have a friend who introduces you to their new boyfriend. And the second that you look in this person's eyes and you shake hands with them, you feel a really strong, beautiful energy. And you just feel like she's probably going to end up marrying this person. And let's say a year later you find out they're engaged. It's a similar gift to clairvoyance or premonition, but you're not seeing any visuals. You're not feeling any energetic feelings. It's just in your mind. It's just like a knowing. Like, that makes sense to me. It's probably going to happen. I think a lot of people have this gift and they don't know it. Everybody has spiritual gifts, and I find that the people who are the most skeptical of like psychic gifts or spiritual gifts tend to just have this gift. So to them, they're not really having a very psychic experience. It's more just like a common sense gift, but it's like a heightened common sense. It's like you can't explain how you knew kind of thing. You can have this gift along with other gifts as well. But for you, this gift is just very strong. So because you just know what to do in certain situations and you just kind of know things, people will naturally gravitate towards you because this gift brings an energy of confidence to you. So the leadership qualities is one of the biggest parts of this gift, that you're a good leader. And this is a message about how this gift draws people to you. Like, you have the ability to create a community or to be a good leader. Or maybe you have like an entrepreneur type of gift with this. You could be on an entrepreneur career path. When you get hired for a job, you will naturally work your way up to become the boss or the leader And people, even if you're not a boss, will naturally come up to you for help. I wonder if any of you guys who are claircognizant have had this experience before, where you're just browsing in a store and people will naturally come up to you for help. Or you're walking down the street and you're that person people always come up to ask for directions. Like you're just that empath, but like you have that strong inner knowing, and you naturally draw people to you, magnetize people to you. So it's a beautiful gift to have. I hope that this reading resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 3, let's go ahead and see what type of empath are you, what type of gift you have that is the strongest. So this is the gift of automatic writing. It means that you have the ability to write without consciousness. Oftentimes when you write, it's almost as if something else takes over you completely. So you're very gifted with words and you're very gifted with communication. Now, some of you guys out there might be people who will literally write books and will write novels, or will be journalists, or will be bloggers and then publish your work. But you don't always have to be the most eloquent writer. You might be someone who's really good at writing funny or like witty captions on your social media posts. You might have the ability to sell products or services and do marketing really well, because you're always able to choose like the right words to like label your products, or good titles for your YouTube videos, or whatever it is. I think there's some people out there who also have this gift who might not necessarily like to write, or might not write very much, but you like to speak. And so you love talking on the phone, or you love texting. You're always like socializing and talking with your friends. Maybe you find yourself being that person who's always like presenting, like, you know, when you have like a group project in school and you have to choose one person from the group to present to the class. Maybe you were that person. Everyone was always like volunteering as tribute to get up in front of everybody because they know that you like to speak, or that you can be in front of people, or that you explain things well. So some people who have this gift are very good teachers. They're very good at tutoring or explaining things to people. Of course, there's people who have this gift who might find their way into acting or into theater, or, you know, speaking, like giving TED Talks or something like that. There's people who have this gift who might find themselves being YouTubers like me. And I also see something about how if you are not sure if you have this gift, or if you feel like you have this gift but you just haven't been exercising it, the best way to kind of get back into it is to start journaling. You might realize sometimes when you're journaling or you're writing that you'll figure things out. Like you'll basically get messages, you'll get a sense of clarity about what to do. And there's some people who were able to just, I've gotten a reading from someone before who was like a psychic advisor type of person doing tarot readings, very similar, but instead of using cards, she had like a notebook and she just would write down things, and certain things would come up as she was like channeling and doodling. And so that's a very interesting gift. Taken at its extreme, you might have the ability to do that. Like, has anyone here ever seen like the psychic twins? They do a form of automatic writing, but it's not always a gift you have to use like for divination or like spiritually. It's something you could use for fun, for creativity. It's a gift you can use to help with your life. And so, yeah, you have the gift of automatic writing. You're the wordsmith, or you're the communicator. So I hope that this reading resonates with you. Thank you again for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 4, let's see what type of empath are you? Which one of your spiritual gifts is the strongest? So you have the gift of divination. This is basically the ability to recognize and see signs and omens. Okay, so what are signs? What are omens? There's many that are very traditional, such as angel numbers. Like maybe you see repeating numbers everywhere, like 222, 444, 1111. Maybe you're someone who is able to look at the flowers and look at the plants and know like what the meaning is. Like for instance, a white rose stands for this, or a yellow rose stands for that. Maybe you're somebody who's able to look at the animals, has a very strong connection with animals and with nature, and is able to interpret the signs. Like, for instance, an owl stands for death and for transformation. And a buffalo stands for abundance. A parrot stands for being talkative and being able to communicate, stands for the throat chakra. So basically you can recognize signs and omens, or there might be a lot of synchronicities and a lot of signs on your path. And you're one of those people who's always like, oh my gosh, it's a sign, I see it. Maybe that's how the universe and your higher self is revealing itself to you. Now, not everybody has this gift. That's why some people, if you're like, oh my God, it's a sign. Look, it's 11:11 again. I keep seeing it. People might look at you like you're crazy. And I definitely feel like there's a balance to this, because I feel like if you look for something, the more that you look for something out in the world, like the more that you see it and the more that it manifests, like whatever you pay attention to grows. So I feel like there's definitely a balance to having a gift like this. But the cool thing about it is that if you're able to start interpreting these signs, you'll be able to implement these messages into your life. You'll be able to just have a beautiful new way of seeing the world. So I'm really into this, by the way. Like, I'm super into numerology. I've learned a lot of plant symbolism. I've learned all of this because the tarot decks have so many different, signs and symbols and messages and animals and on them. And so if you're doing tarot or you want to read tarot cards for yourself or even professionally, this is like the gift that you're using. So you might naturally be able to read tarot cards. You might be somebody who is really into like metaphors. You might enjoy reading books full of metaphor, or you might be someone who was always really good in like your English classes in school, or you might be very good at creative writing. Something else that comes with this gift is being able to translate the gifts. So you might see like a sign, like there's an owl that comes to your window every night for like 3 weeks, and you're like, oh my gosh, like my dog just passed away. I know it's like a symbol that my dog is okay and has moved on and has, that it's like a healing message for me. So you might basically just naturally notice this. Now, the cool thing about this gift is that if you have it and you're noticing signs, and you're having trouble interpreting them, there's people out there who have this gift so strong and enjoy it so much that they have like devoted their life or some of their time to coming out with like a website to like archive these messages. So one of my favorite ones is for angel numbers is Joanne's Sacred Scribes angelnumbers.blogspot.com. I know that's a really long address, but basically if you just go onto a search engine and you type in Joanne 1111 or Joanne 222, like whatever angel number you're seeing, then type in Joanne, her website will come up. And that's one of my favorite ones. I feel like I personally really resonate with the messages, and I feel like, yes, this is exactly the energy I feel when I keep seeing this number everywhere. But, you can find your own. I also really love spirit-animals.com. So it's spirit with like a dash in the middle, animals.com. You can search almost every cat breed, almost every dog breed, like so many different specific animals on that site, and it always has like a very specific message. And so that's one of my favorites as well. But I would keep a little notebook with you and start writing down some of the signs and the symbols that you see, and then when you go home, like later at night, you can look them up and see what the messages are for you from the day. Like, what are you paying attention to? What are you noticing? Like, it's all about you and like what meaning you want to give to the signs and the symbols that you see in your life. You might notice that you're having a lot of synchronicity, or that there's a particular animal you just keep seeing everywhere, like lizards. Like, oh, I see lizards everywhere. Maybe it's because you live in the desert, but maybe it's a sign, and maybe it's helping you to tap in or pay attention to something. So along with this gift, you might notice changes in the weather. You might be very sensitive to changes in the weather. You might be very sensitive to your surroundings. You might be very light sensitive. Let's say you're walking down the street and all of a sudden there's like a bee like on the ground in your path that's like struggling. Whereas someone might not even have noticed that tiny little bee, you are going to stop dead in your tracks and be like, oh my gosh, it's a bee. Maybe I'll help it like get off the path or something. Like you're just very in tune to your surroundings. When you're walking in nature, other people might just like trample the grass, but you like to walk softly. Like you're just you have a heart for nature. You have a heart for the earth. That's another strong thing that comes with this gift. So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.